right now, but like it shows you what you could have done better, and every time it's like double what I did. Like fuck. But I don't know half of the words they're making. Like I don't know the words they're making, I swear are not English.
Yeah. You just have to be a walking dictionary.
Yeah, I'm working on it. That's why I'm playing it.
I'm working on being a walking dick.
Well, it's not like
You
it
already
gives
got
you
it.
the definitions, though.
Does everything sound fine?
Yeah, I guess.
Sounds muffled to me.
It's because you have your hood on.
We're live.
We're live. I'm alive.
Welcome to episode 1111. Is it 11?
It's 11.
1111. Brought to you by the Underground Assassin League. Sexy Assassins.
Sexy assassin? There was not one sexy assassin.
Are you kidding me?
He said we're all ugly.
There's so many
in
sexy
John
assassins.
Wick, though.
John Wick
Are you
is
also
sexy.
still kidding me?
Well, yeah, but
Anyway, theme song.
205 will make your dreams come true, especially if you're dreaming of a John Wick review, or you had a dream about 3 people and a dog that mostly lays there while the 3 people talk. That is actually pretty close to John Wick's plot, and you heard it here on Apartment 205.
Is that the new Vampire Weekend album?
yeah, dude. Oh, you missed the ding. I took it off too fast. Oh, well.
Unbelievable. You'll
just have to believe me.
I'll put
I
it.
believe you.
I'll edit it in post.
We always
Yeah.
say that, and then we never do.
Well, I do it in the video at the very least.
Oh.
It's a part of post.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting a lot of window in this video.
Anything after pre is post.
Talk about something real quick.
Talk about something, like the song Something by the Beatles. What a good song. Written by George Harrison on the album Abbey Road, released in 1969.
The same
On-
year we went to the moon.
The same year we went to the moon. Jefferson Airplane had an album called Volunteers.
Amazing.
Great
All right.
album.
Well, I thought you'd start talking about John Wick, but that's cool too.
We were
Well, you
waiting
said
for you to
something,
get back.
not John Wick.
Well, I
So
assume.
if you wanted us to talk about John Wick, you should have said, talk about John Wick.
Okay, anyway, so let's talk about John Wick 3. Parabellum.
I liked it.
Is that what it was called?
It
a
was.
parabellum.
Parabellum means prepare for war in Latin.
I think it's actually a song by the Arctic Monkeys, but nice try.
Okay, so anyway, John Wick.
John Wick 3. We went and saw it. Thursday showings. I officially want to see everything on Thursdays. New movies. I think that's a good plan.
You're
I think-
welcome.
I think less and more people should see movies on Thursdays if they know what they're about. Except there's a lot of mommies and daddies there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they don't have work in the morning.
In
'Cause
comparison to
What
the
else are they going to do?
to the Detective Pikachu Thursday night showing that had just a couple of weeaboos.
Well, anyway,
Anyway, John Wick 3 was another John Wick movie.
I love the John Wick movies because it's the perfect example of movies I love to watch. They're easy to watch. I can turn my brain off. I don't care what's stupid. I don't care about acting. It's just nonstop fighting. There are dogs. Keanu Reeves is cute and a wonderful. He's not cute. He's a man. So I guess I'll say he's sexy. Ew, I don't like saying that. That sounds weird coming out of my mouth.
Sexy Assassins. That's our sponsor. You have to say
He
it.
just, I don't know. Just the movies are so easy and fun
Yeah.
to watch.
They're directed by a stuntman. Though the story is good, like when it boils down to it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really it's a very straightforward story, but it's good for what it is.
Which I'm all about, though, which is like my one thing that I didn't like about this third one, which I already told you guys, was I didn't really care about Holly Berry's like daughter and where she was.
yeah, they try to
I
give more
don't-
depth.
I don't need that with that kind of movie. I don't need depth beyond,
Yeah, it's called John Wick.
yeah.
Well, I think they just wanted to establish that he did something for her to get that.
Yeah.
marker.
I understand
They don't-
that, but I
don't
didn't
think you
need a
need
10
to care
minute.
about it.
I don't, but it was like
'Cause
a
it was-
10-minute scene and she was overacting, which like I like Holly Berry, but I didn't need her lip quivering for 10 minutes.
I don't know. I thought it
Loved
worked.
her hair though. She looked good.
She looked tired.
Well,
Aren't
she's
we
getting
all?
older.
She's also an assassin,
Uh,
so
yeah.
I think they'd be tired.
She's a assassin.
I don't know.
Assassino! Assassino! I thought it was okay. I kept wanting to turn my brain back on and being like, why is he having Medea fights? It looked like some of the fights he was having were just like Medea, like choreographed, like just ridiculous, funny. It started to be funny for me. I was just like, well, why is he just smacking the guy on the head?
Well, maybe that was intentional. I mean, after 2 movies of nonstop hit men killing each other, maybe you need a good laugh or something to kind of take you out of the element.
Well, they definitely did with the Japanese guy. That was the complete.
I want to say that was intentional. There was no way it wasn't.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what they said. We need to. There needs to be a lighter character at this point in the game.
I feel like it's pretty self-aware. I don't think it was trying to be anything.
Oh, absolutely not. I just don't know if I want to. Like, there's always going to be a John Wick type movie, but I don't know if I really wanted another one because they definitely set it up, obviously, for more.
Yeah, I hope it. There's obviously going to be a 4th one, but it could have ended with this one.
Oh, yeah.
But I like them because there's minimal dialogue, and there is really, like you said, it's a very straightforward story. And it's not like Mission Impossible where this person is doing this and then underneath it all, this person is doing this. But really, it was this guy. Like, I don't need twists and turns all the time in every movie. Sometimes it's nice to just say, oh, that guy's fighting and he looks good doing it and he really did it. And it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. There's like the coolness factor of it.
Yeah.
But then there's also, this is easy.
Yeah, you got to give it up for them staying pretty true to the. Not that there's a source material, but staying true to the movie. Like,
Yeah.
all of them have been what they are.
Exactly.
They don't try to shoot for the moon. Well, I
Right.
guess
And people
in
eat it up.
relative
It's surprising
terms.
how much people love it.
I love
like,
it.
It's very.
Did you see it? It beat Avengers in the box
Well,
office.
Yeah, at this
Yeah.
point, everybody already went to go see Avengers.
No, but its
everybody.
opening weekend beat Avengers opening weekend.
No, it didn't.
No,
Yes, huh?
no, it did.
No, it didn't.
No, it did not.
Yes, huh?
It absolutely did
It
not.
won
It beat it this weekend because it's
Are you
Avengers'
sure?
4th weekend.
Remy.
Yeah, Avengers made like
Yeah.
$100 billion the first weekend.
All right,
Yeah.
well, I was high when I read the article, but
Yeah,
I
you
thought
were.
it said that it like dethroned. Oh, I guess that makes sense
Yeah.
because it's the
'Cause
4th weekend. Okay, I take it all back. I'm
The
stupid. I was
weekend
high. Don't
before
listen
was
to me.
Detective Pikachu, and obviously that's not gonna. The only thing that beat Avengers opening weekend.
Is John Wick.
No,
Shut the
Just
fuck
now.
up.
was not even Detective Pikachu in Japan, but there's a new Conan, the detective. I don't know if you've ever heard of that anime, but an anime movie beat out in every country. The list shows that Japan was the only country where an anime beat out Avengers opening weekend.
Oh.
It's just like,
Well, just in that country, though.
way to go, Japan. Literally every other country where it opened it up, where it just flew open the doors of that flesh hole of a money pit. Japan was like, no thanks. We want to go see the 23rd movie in an anime series.
Well, there are black people in Avengers, so maybe that's why. Because they're racist.
Yeah. But I saw also people on Instagram posted pictures of them going to see it in 40X. Like, I never really saw it in action. The only thing I didn't get to see the movie parts. Like, nobody, thank God, recorded while the movie was on. But for the preview for Angel Fallen, that new Morgan Freeman?
Gerard Butler and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, that new Olympus Down, like, president movie. They was showing the seats. Oh, I don't think I can do it because the seats were going and it was like, like they were in the boat and it was like, I was making all my robot sounds, and when the boat was going up and down, the seats were going up and down, and there's like a switch to turn on and off the water. I was like, oh shit. I don't know if I could do it because if I got pistons and shit going off, I guess you gotta have to take it in stride and just laugh at it, because if you're just like, I don't know, be like fucking fucked by a robot seat.
What's worse? Me thinking that John Wick beat Avengers, or Jordan making the same robot noises 2 minutes in a row, back to back? Jordan, right?
Fuck
okay.
you guys.
You know,
You're just
Well,
jealous
it's
because
not
I'm
even-
so good at it.
It's not even that he's doing it for the past 2 minutes in a row. It's that he hasn't stopped doing it for like 4 months.
yeah, that's true. Do you
4
want to hear
months,
something
more like
wild?
forever.
I made fun of the girl I work with, Maria.
I sure hope she doesn't listen to this.
She absolutely doesn't.
Yet.
she knows I make fun of her because she told me that when she was 16, her car broke down, and it was because she didn't know she had to put gas in it. She didn't know she had to put gas in the car to make it go.
Where is she from?
Montana.
Oh. Do they pump their own gas there?
No. And then she said, well, it's not like I didn't know I had to put gas in it. I just didn't know when or how often. I said, there's literally a gauge that tells you. Anyway, so if you think I'm dumb, at least I know that I have to put gas in my car.
Yeah, but didn't you not know when to get it inspected a couple years ago?
No, I knew when. I
3 years in a row she's gotten a
Okay,
ticket.
first of all, it was 2 years in a row, not 3. Second of all, it's not because I don't know I have to do it. It's because I don't look at the dates, so
Same
I
thing.
forget to do it. But I know I have to.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Kind of, but having the
It
registration
gets done the
doesn't-
same time every year.
Okay, but having my registration doesn't make the car go.
Oh shit! I need to do my registration. Now that you say that.
Anyway,
John Wick rating, Andrew.
3 out of 3.
I give it an 8.2.
why the point 2?
I don't know. It feels good. It felt right coming out of my mouth hole.
Okay,
Remy,
9 out of 10.
that's dope. Keanu Reeves, keep it up. Keep having one word lines. That's all you need.
But what was
Are
your
you
favorite
angry,
fight?
John? Yeah.
We can have pancakes.
He said 3 words there. Actually, he said, "Yeah, I'm pissed." Get it straight, bro.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm back. Like just the shit.
That was
like
fucking dope in the first one.
yeah.
I want to rewatch the first 2.
Okay,
Andrew just did that though, so maybe I'll wait a few months so that I'm not watching it alone.
I'll watch it again with you.
My favorite fight was by the end of the movie, he was just getting pushed. He just kept taking the hits. I was just like, dude, be dead.
Well, that's why I said, like, watching the movie, it's so crazy because, like, as we agreed, we're out of breath after a single flight of stairs, but John Wick gets pushed to the ground, and we're like, no, he can't be tired.
I'm out of breath
Get up, you
doing the
fucking
dishes.
idiot. Like, I don't know. I get so judgy, but it's just because I don't want to see him there. You know?
There was a lot of fighting. It's really hard to, no, I didn't like spoilers. The dog market was really
Now
annoying.
we're saying spoilers.
Well, we didn't really actually spoil it.
We
by any-
did.
But how? What did we say so far that spoiled
There's
the
a
movie?
4th one.
Maybe.
If
What do you
you
mean maybe?
don't know that there's going to be a fourth
I
one.
feel like they set it up to be a trilogy.
That's how
And
it
now
should have been.
That's how it should have been. That's how everyone that I've seen talk about
Well-
it kind of thought it was going to end.
Should have.
It should have ended.
Because now
Anyone who
what am I
thought-
going to say my favorite trilogy is?
Anyone who thought it was going to end was naive. More naive than a baby believing in Santa
Well, believing and
Claus.
hoping are different things. I hoped it would be a trilogy. Did I believe it? I don't know.
Yeah, obviously nothing's going to stop at 3 anymore, but still.
Anyway, I think my favorite fight, the sword, like when they were in the sword fight thing, that was a little long. This one I felt like some of the fights kind of dragged a little bit. The tall guy, I guess, in the beginning was pretty good. Honestly, anytime he killed a guy on a motorcycle, anytime he, like just the two when he was first leaving the city, I think even on the horse, and or he put the sword in anything with any of the motorcycle fights, that's me. I love seeing people like fucking die on motorcycles, even though I ride a motorcycle. I think that's the thing. I'm just like that could happen to me, and I'm like, you have that connection to knowing how you could die in a way. Like, I'm not just gonna like get stabbed by a sword. That's not one of the ways I would die. If I were to die, it would either be like disease or diabetes, heart disease, maybe old age, and a motorcycle crash, because I ride a motorcycle. So anytime he killed someone on a motorcycle, that was dope.
Yeah, really anytime he was moving, that was pretty cool. But I think, like, I know, I mean,
You mean the entire movie?
No.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Jordan said, being on the horse or the motorcycle, like he wasn't just
on a vehicle?
Well, is a horse a vehicle? It's not motorized.
You can
It's
still get a DUI on it.
I mean, I
It's
guess
true.
at the very end when everything went green in the Continental,
That was cool.
that was kind of cool. Only because it was finally a challenge for. Not to say that the whole movie wasn't a challenge, but the guys with the invincible armor, he was like, "Well, what the fuck, bro?"
Yeah. I have to say, this one, I feel like there weren't really that many one-on-one, like, battle. I don't want to say battles because that sounds ridiculous.
No,
but
there
like
was the tall guy.
one-on-ones. I didn't. Can you let me finish?
Sorry.
The only ones where it was a one-on-one, like, let's fucking do this. This is a fight now. But, like, you know what I mean? And it's not just, like, him beating a bunch of guys. Was the tall guy at the beginning, the two guys at the end, and then the bald
one guy
guy at the end. So, as far as I remember, I don't know. I really like the first fight because the movie picks up exactly where the second one leaves off, like seconds later. It's not like months or anything, and he's in a bad spot. He is tired. He's fought for however long. He's been in the rain. He's cold. He's vulnerable. He's looking at images of his wife. He still has time. But this fucking blockhead motherfucker comes over and tries to fuck his day up. And he said, pussy boy. And he fucking wrecked that guy. But also, I think my favorite fight was when they're in like the little Asia market thing and they're upstairs with all the weapons and he's like fighting all of the dudes and he like breaks into the glass to get the knives, but then they also break into the glass to get the knives, and then he's just killing like 3 dudes at the same time with knives. I don't know. That was my favorite one. Even though it's not a one-on-one. I don't know if that counts.
Does.
Andrew.
I would say when he kills the guys with the horses, or
Oh, I'm
Halle
forgetting
Berry
about
part
Morocco. Yeah, when he's
in Casablanca.
yeah, when like the dogs get in there and it's
Yeah.
just the two of them and the dogs and there's so much action. I was like
Yeah.
was-
It just seemed like one long take. I don't know
Yeah.
if it actually was because I don't remember, but
it felt like one.
felt
So
like
even
one.
if it wasn't, yeah,
yeah,
agreed.
that was dope.
Remember in the beginning of the movie when we saw it in IMAX and someone forgot to fully plug in the aux cord and then tripped over it?
Yeah,
And then
because there
we-
was no sound.
And then we had to make our own sounds for the movie. That was fun.
Well, that was you making your own sounds.
I thought it was good. Did you hear the one comment that I made? That was funny.
What was it?
I said, Alexa, restart movie.
Oh, and then it played.
And then it restarted the movie.
Good job.
And then I think one person, probably the dork behind us, was just like,
The neckbeard behind us.
he laughed like the fucking duck hunt dog.
My
like-
favorite was just the guy in the back who's like, "Yo, turn the sound on."
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like no one's gonna hear you.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. Anyway,
I
so
ate
John
that
Wick.
up. How are the people next to you? The mommy and the daddy. The
They
dad.
didn't make a single noise.
No, the one lady was chewing really fucking loud when she
Oh.
first got there,
I didn't notice
and
that.
and she turned her phone on, or he did at
a
one
couple
point.
times.
I
saw a
didn't
phone.
notice that.
I wanted to lean over and say, "Are you fucking kidding me?" But like, it's John Wick, and it was only for a second, so I let it go.
Anyway,
I guess
actually.
I'm just not as aware of anything but the movie as you guys are.
I'm just overly vigilant.
Yeah.
Because you
When it
all,
comes to
like
the
every time we
movies.
go to a movie, you guys come out like, "Oh my god, could you believe all those people?"
My
And I was like,
A-
I didn't hear anything
My
but the movie.
ADD is so bad. I catch everything. Everything catches my attention because I'm a fucking baby.
Like,
I'm a
it has to be real bad for me to get.
But IMAX is.
notice
I
it.
want to see as much as I can in IMAX now because it gets so fucking loud.
Godzilla.
Yeah, dude.
Which
And
is
also
isn't
I
that at the 31st
Yeah.
That's this. Is that this week?
Next week.
next week?
What's this week?
I don't know.
I don't know what comes out.
Oh,
this week.
Brightburn comes out this week. I
Oh
think.
shit!
And Aladdin, but
I
imagine
want to
you
see
guys don't
Aladdin,
care.
but maybe not opening weekend.
I don't want to see Aladdin at all, personally.
Jeez.
Well, I have the original one, so you're gonna watch that one.
I don't want to.
But you've never seen it.
Well, I might have seen it.
He's a diamond in the rough.
I remember Robin Williams.
Prince Ali, mighty.
You guys don't want to go
see
see The Sun is Also
Alibaba.
a Star?
I do kind of want to see that.
I don't know what
almost-
that is.
I almost went to see that after work one day, but then I didn't leave
What is
work
it?
on time. It's the one where the dude
With
is-
the handsome Thai Squidward,
yeah,
Vietnamese Squidward.
and she's like, "I'll never fall in love," and then he's
Oh,
like, "I'll
don't
get
care.
you to fall in love with me in
Then
one
she gets
day."
Don't care.
deported.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care
I
about
don't
that
think
at
she
all.
gets deported. I think she
That
just
feels like a
moves.
Netflix original movie.
No
No thanks. I did see when I was in Barnes and Noble yesterday the book 5 Feet Apart, and I almost bought it since we didn't watch the movie. I was like, I can just read it real quick, and then I was like, no, I can't buy this.
There's a showing at 7:15 for Brightburn
Tomorrow?
on Thursday.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy that ticket as soon as we're done here. But anyway, so yeah, John Wick was cool. IMAX is dope. What else is going on? How'd you guys? So all over the internet, obviously, was. Did you see Jack Black's rendition of the Game of Thrones theme song?
I
No.
saw the thumbnail, but I didn't watch it
It
because
was-
I don't care for Jack Black.
It's funny. It was just Jack Black stuff, but him singing in his way. But anyway, I've been reading all over the internet. Pretty much everything I read comment wise about it, people are pretty disappointed in the ending of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, because it was rushed.
It was rushed.
But there was no
and
reason for it to be rushed because they extended the shots and the filler so much that they didn't have to rush.
Yeah.
It was just lazy.
It's true, because I remember when the season was announced, it's just like every episode is going to be like 45 to an hour and a half, basically a movie. And you're like, oh, and from what I saw last night and what I heard and stuff from just passing by, because I didn't fully watch the season, obviously, was it just felt like a bunch of B footage. It was just like long shots.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of the battles that apparently happened, but
The battles this season were not as good as Battle of the Bastards, so everyone can throw that away right now.
Throw what away?
The idea that any of the battles are good this season.
Oh.
I should have been clearer. I apologize. I'm not really upset with the way that they ended, like the overall ending, like this, but I'm upset at the way it was presented to me. The
Yeah.
screenwriting was bad. All of it was bad. So like spoilies. So like Danny dies and John kills her. We all knew that was going to happen, but it was such a lackluster scene. And what bothers me the most, Andrew's heard me say this like 20 times, I'm sorry. What bothers me the most is that I've spent a good chunk, almost 10 years of my life with these characters. And I know that's really lame to say, but it's been on for a long time. And it was really good at certain points. Like, it was a good show. And I spent 8 years getting attached to the characters and the story. And they end it in such a passing way. I don't know. I can't even explain it. Like, it was just so like, oh yeah, this happened. Next. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, so I spent 8 years feeling this and this and this for this person, and now just, I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining it the right way, but
Well, I thought the last season was rushed for no reason.
Agreed.
And everything that anyone ever thought would happen was going to happen, happened the way everyone thought it was going to happen.
right.
Where this is a show that's been like pulling the rug out from under people, like just killing random people. Not random people, but unexpectedly killing
Yeah, none of that happened.
people for good reasons
Yeah.
because their character like dictated it. And then not like now they just they kept Arya, Jon, all the like popular characters were never going to die, were never in any danger of dying, even when the building fell on Arya 3 times.
Yeah.
Obviously she wasn't going to die.
Right.
So it's just bogus.
I did read a comment that said something along the lines of, if you can't appreciate the journey you've taken with the show, then you shouldn't be consider yourself a fan even if you didn't like how it ended, like just because it was a ton of negative comments. And then it was this one guy like, you've enjoyed this journey so far, how can you even consider yourself a fan if just so what if the ending wasn't good? Why, like, shut the fuck up, basically.
Yeah, but also fuck people like that. Let me have my own opinion.
Well, obviously, but
I see both
I
sides
guess he
of
was
that.
tired of seeing, because like I said, it was all
Yeah.
negative.
Well, so
It's just like,
There
I
are
understand.
things they did right.
Yeah.
There are some things they did right. But like I said before, I can enjoy, as you said, the journey. That doesn't mean I have to like the way it ends. And do
Yeah.
I still like the show overall? Yes. Does that mean I'm happy with, I don't know. I can't like put into words the way I feel, because I I don't know. I didn't even smoke weed, and I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I just feel like...
So we're doing this now.
You know.
Okay, but anyway. I had a thought, and then you ruined it for me. Thanks.
It must not have been that important.
Well, it was relevant to what we were talking about, and
Game
then
of
you
Thrones?
just fucking did that. No, what Remy was just about to say.
Yeah, I'm off. I'm off today.
Derailed my train of thought.
Same.
I think it was going to be that I don't like when people just criticize it for no reason, but also don't just sit by and be like, oh, it's still the best show ever. Like, clearly there are flaws.
Yeah.
The whole thing wasn't flawed, but you can't sit here and say that the show, that the last season didn't have flaws and it was still a good season.
I mean, I know plenty of people, and I'm not saying I agree with them, but, you know, I talk to people at work or whatever, and they're like, you know, I'm pretty happy they wrapped it all up and we got what we wanted. And I'm like, in a way, but there's still so many... The cons outweigh the pros for me in the series
there's
finale.
Still a ton of loose ends. And, like, stuff that they just didn't that they didn't explain that I thought kind of needed to be explained. And
like, the thing that bothered me... Two things bothered me. One. Well, more than two things, but my two major bugaboos. The dragon burns down the throne. Okay, so, you know, they're saying that Jon didn't kill Dany, but the throne and the power and all of that killed her because, you know, whatever. How does the dragon know that? The dragon just understands power dynamics and jurisdiction and justice and rules, and he understands a throne clearly represents those things?
Well, yeah.
Like, what?
That's why I was expecting him to just get up and be like, hey, guys, I could talk the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm the king now.
And then he carries her away, and they mention it again, and they say, we saw the dragon heading east. Okay, why did he carry her away? Where is he going?
Yeah.
What's going to happen with
and
that?
Then Bran said, I'll try to find it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Bran fucking do that.
Bran the Broken.
Bran the broken dick.
Well, yeah, you did say you couldn't have kids.
Sansa outed him.
Yeah.
She said he can't bear children. The other thing that annoyed me was, and maybe it was intentional, but why send him to the wall if there's no longer a Night's Watch? So the way that it ends, they show shrubbery, and
Spoiler
I guess
alert.
duh. And they show plants, and he goes north of the wall, which to me means he's not going to live by the kingdom's rules. If he's north of the wall and he becomes a wildling, he doesn't have to. He can have children and he can live whatever life he wants because he's no longer under the rule of the kingdoms, right? But, like, why send him there in the first place unless that's what they thought he was going to do? Like, I get it, winter is over, things are coming back to life, blah, blah, blah. But, like, why would you send him to the wall? Literally, what's the point?
I think it was just an easy way to say they appeased both parties.
Also,
like they said.
Jaime Lannister killed the king, and he kept his job, but Jon kills the queen, and he gets banished to the wall.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
And also... Who the fuck is Grey Worm now? He doesn't even have a queen.
That is not good enough.
Yeah, like, what do you get to say? You're not even from Westeros. You have no power here.
I feel
without
bad.
Daenerys.
I feel bad because he lost everything he cared about, and now, like, what is he even fighting for? And maybe that was kind of the point. Like, I have to hold on to something. I have to fight for something.
Yeah, but then he just leaves.
But they did it poorly.
Yeah, and then he just leaves. Like, you could have just said, Jon, hold on for like 3 days. They're about to bounce.
Yeah.
You can just do whatever after that. They'll never know.
Yeah. I guess the last thing I'll say about it, because I could go on for an hour just about Game of Thrones.
Same.
The last thing I'll say, personally, I'm not saying you have to stop, but the last thing I'm going to say is that I saw something online kind of similar to what Jordan was saying. Everyone was signing that, like, thing for them to redo the season, and then they made a fake one that said Game of Thrones writers challenge, if you think you know how to write it, you write it, or something along those lines. And it's like, yeah, I agree. They did what they could with the amount of time and the budget they had and
Well, they
whatever.
had 2 years.
I'm not saying I could have done a better job, but also like it's your job to do a good job, so do it
Yeah.
better. I'm not getting paid however much money to write these. You are.
Yeah.
Just do it. Do a better job. You gave us seasons 1 through 4, amazing. Seasons 5 and 6, good.
Okay.
And then what?
Y'all remember Lost?
Nope.
No, I stopped watching it when they found the others because what a stupid fucking show.
I didn't even start watching it.
You can talk about Lost.
No, I'm just saying I liked it. People hated the ending of that, but I liked that whole show.
There are lots of endings that are just bad, and I think it's because people have a great story, but they don't know how to finish it. So there's kind of
I
like
saw
this
Sorry.
this mad dash of like, oh, well, we have to end it, and how can we do that without making it ridiculous? But then in turn, they make it ridiculous, like that thing about Dexter that you saw. You never watched Dexter, but they say if you thought the Game of Thrones ending was bad, just imagine or remember Dexter, where he carries his dead sister on a boat to the mountains and leaves his baby with a serial killer so he can become a lumberjack. That's real. And the show was good up until I stopped watching after the Trinity killer, because once they were done with him, I was like, this show's over now. John Lithgow made this show. But anyway,
Butterfly.
what were you going to say?
Oh, that was a heavy duty fart.
Gross.
No, I saw on that same thread that people were commenting on about the ending and how much they didn't like it, yada yada. And they said Game of Thrones ending makes the Breaking Bad ending look good. I was like, are you
I thought it was good.
the Breaking
fucking
Bad ending
kidding
was
me?
good.
Yeah, no, they were saying that it wasn't. I was like, out of all the fucking shows to say wasn't a good ending, Breaking Bad is the one you choose. How does that?
Like at that point, you're
literally-
just trying to start trouble.
Yeah, no, and
Trying
nobody
to go for the controversy.
nobody
Hashtag trolls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody responded to it. But it's just like, out of all of the TV show endings in the entire world, like that.
Honestly, the best series ending I've ever seen was 6 Feet Under. I don't know if you guys watched that.
Nope.
That had the best end of any serious. Breaking Bad was good, but it's not. I'm like talking about HBO, like major,
Yeah.
long time running. I mean, there are a lot of shows that ended just fine, like Carnival. I thought ended fine and stuff like that. But when I think of a good ending, 6 Feet Under really they did that.
I liked
they
how
did that
Community
shit.
ended.
I honestly forget
I don't
how it
remember.
ended.
I like the idea of how The Sopranos ended, but I never
never
watched
saw
The
it.
Sopranos. But I know it
Same.
just like they all just go into a bar or a restaurant or whatever, and that just ends. And it just cuts
Oh,
to
so like
black.
what Game of Thrones
I'm
did?
kind of happy I didn't
Well,
watch.
no, but
that
they
one scene.
No, yeah, but like they just build up. Everyone starts coming in apparently, and everyone's like, "What's gonna happen?" And then it just ends.
I'm kind of happy I didn't watch Game of Thrones. Not in the sense that like I'm sorry I missed out on the journey and like the conversations and stuff, but also I didn't because it's fucking everywhere. Was everywhere.
It's inescapable.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I made a post
It's like
that
The
a bunch
Wire.
of people DM'd me about, but I made a post that I was like, allow people to be happy, because I'm so sick
Yeah.
of seeing posts like, shut up about this, I don't watch this. Okay, that's fine. You're allowed to say that you don't like the show, but stop telling other people to
Yeah.
stop talking about it. People
Yeah,
are
yeah,
allowed
yeah.
to collectively like and talk about something. People do it with sports, especially in Philly.
Yeah.
People do it about a ton of different things, and it really irritates me that people put those people down, but I will agree that it is inescapable. And I know plenty of people who couldn't go on social media without seeing something about it. People couldn't go out to a bar on a Sunday night without it being on, and I understand that it's annoying.
I felt like if
but
you're
also
gonna be
shut up and deal with it.
it's kind of like Marvel movies. Like you're either all in or you're not. You can't
Exactly.
just see some of the Marvel movie. If
Correct.
it's a universe, and that's the way with TV shows, especially. You build this world, and if you're not fucking in it, if you're in it a little bit, that kind of like, what are you doing? So I'm glad I didn't watch any of it because I knew everything about it from everyone else. But also, I'm glad I'm not disappointed. If that makes sense.
No, that
Like
I understand.
The Walking Dead is going to be interesting because I still technically watch it. Now I just wait for it to jump on Netflix for a full season. Just trying to watch anything on AMC is like trying to sign a deal with the devil unwillingly. The devil's like, you can give me your soul if you want. Like, well, do you want it? I was like, I don't know. Do you want $1 billion? It's like, yes. Like, all right, give me the papers whenever you feel good. Like, I want the $1 million now. It's just like, fucking, I'll get to it. Fucking Walking Dead. I'm not making sense, but
Are you high?
Yeah.
Did you smoke my weed?
The Walking Dead's just a weird one because it is going on for so long and it still technically hasn't ended or has an end because, like I said, the comic is still going. But I don't know if I'll even care or be upset if they just if you could think of any crazy ending for The Walking Dead, what would it be? Like, knowing what you know about the show, what do you think would be the most ridiculous? Any ending? I think everyone would just be like, oh, okay.
I would say they're all getting attacked by zombies and they corner themselves in a corner and then they all die.
Oh, I was going to say
That'd be
like
the
an
best
I Am
ending.
Legend situation.
So Game of Thrones.
No, not
No.
Game of Thrones. I was going to say like an I Am Legend situation where they find people who are immune, and there's a research facility with a bunch of scientists, and they get that person there, and they like.
I feel like that's the
That was
optimistic.
like season 1.
Yeah, I feel like that's the
not
optimistic
quite.
thing. I just The Walking Dead is so interesting because I feel like they could end it any way, and people would be like, okay.
I just thought season 1 ended really well, and I was like, they could just end the show here. They
Yeah,
could just make this. a
it could have been
miniseries.
it could have been a completely limited series, and it would have done amazingly.
Yeah.
Not to say that it still isn't good in its own sense and its own world building, because obviously money, but also if the TV show
Yeah.
ended there,
There's
it
so
would've been
many
beautiful.
shows that I never finished because,
Yeah.
and we talk about this all the time, but there's so many shows that just go on too long for whatever the reason is. They have a great following, they have a ton of viewers, they're making like shows run too long that there is no good way to end it. And I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many series I've just stopped watching because I don't care anymore, but also because, again, there's no good way to end it. Shameless, stopped watching it.
Yeah.
Weeds, stopped watching it. Dexter, stopped watching it.
That's why-
Boardwalk Empire was a great show, but I stopped watching it because they did something that pissed me off, so I never watched the last season. There's just so many shows where The Walking Dead, like so many
That's
that
why
I start and
I-
I'm like, enough.
Yeah, I can't get into
Enough.
stuff like that
I
because
think that's why Breaking Bad's so good, because they had a clear beginning and end.
Right.
They knew it was going to be 5 seasons. You know, Vince Gilligan was like, I'm only doing 5 seasons.
That's
Right.
smart.
They knew
And then we're
exactly.
done.
Yeah.
I know what the story is.
Right.
That's it.
Agreed.
Dunzo.
That's why I won't start. Like, I've always wanted to watch all of those shows you've listed, or people say you gotta see The Wire. It's like,
Oh man, I never watched The Wire at all.
it's not gonna happen. I'll read the wiki page, bro. But for some of those, like The Walking Dead is just one of the few that I will keep going with.
Yeah.
But I just watched. There's a new show on Netflix. It's Bruno. It's about the guy. He has a little like dog pug mix or whatever, and it's a comedy. But it's 8 episodes long, 15 minutes. It's a YouTube series, but it's on Netflix, and it might as well be a movie, but not, because each episode it's perfect. I kept going, oh, it's just another 15 minutes. I watched the whole series. I sat down and watched it, but it was so digestible because it ended. I don't know. And it left.
And there isn't room to make more because even like Netflix shows, which they're longer, but the example I'm going to use is 13 Reasons Why.
Oh, yeah.
There was only one book. They could have ended it with the first season.
Yeah, that's why I didn't watch the second
But they
season.
I
kept
like the
going.
second season, though.
It wasn't bad, but like I don't need any more. I've seen 2 seasons. They've done really all they can do. What do I care now? And how are they going to end it? That it's going to be good? Probably not going to.
I think that's the challenge with that show, too, is they go, what can we do next?
Yeah.
That's why I just watch movies,
Yeah.
because
Sure
they just
feel.
end.
Like I
And
said,
even its sequels, you can still usually one of them can stand on their own.
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
generally speaking, sometimes
feel
you
that.
can't. But
The thing about shows, though, is you have so much more time to build the universe or to build the
Yeah.
characters and to
You want to
become
create
right.
that world.
but ain't
So-
nobody got time for this in 2019.
yeah, dude, Vine had it perfect.
7 seconds.
6.
Excuse me. Today I saw, today I sent one of my favorites. So No Head. Forgot about that one. Anyway,
Chris Rock is rebooting the Saw series.
I saw that.
dope.
I don't know how to feel about that at all.
Take it as it is, baby.
Rick and Morty.
I really want to watch. I think I stopped watching Saw after like the 5th one.
Ooh,
Or the
I've seen
6th one.
all of them.
What are there, like 9 now?
I saw the first, and then we watched like the last one they made. Didn't
I
we?
love the Saw movies because those are
They're like Cube, but
Yeah.
way better.
I like Saw because it's another example of just being able to turn your brain off and watching a movie. Like, I'm not sitting there because of the type of movie it is. I'm not trying to figure out why,
Except the first
who did
one
it.
was really, really good.
Well, the first one was really
the first
good.
one was a film.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that
It
one way
was.
too young.
I didn't watch it until
It also
way
has like a
later.
theme song. Like there's
Yeah.
a score that's in all the movies
Yeah.
that I really like that song that they made.
Yeah. Grumpy Cat passed away.
Yeah, rip. The little statement they made me a little teary-eyed because it was all about just like making people happy.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, people are happy together. That's nice."
Andrew?
Robert Pattinson is going to be Batman.
I'm fine
potentially.
with it.
So am I. I'm
I-
into it, man.
Don't like that casting one bit.
I
Why
like
not?
Robert Pattinson. He's
No,
dark,
yeah,
he's moody, he's a good actor. He
against
has
him.
chiseled features. What's not to like?
I just don't want to see him as Batman.
Why?
He doesn't give me that
You know what I'm going to say right now?
a French word.
I don't.
Everyone has shit to say about Batman. They have not liked one Batman.
Excuse me, Christian Bale?
People didn't like his
Excuse
Batman.
me,
They
what are you
liked
talking about?
they liked his Bruce Wayne. They didn't like his Batman. People criticized his voice. They thought he was overacting. No one liked him. They thought he was an asshole. Like the last Batman that people were like, "Oh yeah," was like maybe Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Everyone since then has been like Ben Affleck, bad. Christian
mind Ben
Bale,
Affleck.
bad. And now they're trying to introduce other people and they're like, but Ben Affleck. And it's like, no, you didn't like him either. So get the fuck out of here. Just fucking take it.
It's big shoes to fill. Which they fucked up by firing what's his face, the Superman.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, perfect. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Did they fire him?
Yeah. I don't know
When?
if they fired him. No, yeah, I think they, because he was pretty much in the Snyderverse of Superman.
I thought he either left or nothing came of that.
No, I'm pretty sure it was kind of like just a contract.
Artistic differences.
So
Yeah,
mutual dumping.
in a way. I think Cavill,
Cavale.
Cavale.
I think it's Cavill.
still really wanted to play Superman. Like Shazam, that Shazam cameo, they wanted to get Cavill to show his face. Ultimately, it played better that they didn't, but he's still, I think, the best.
DC just can't. They can't get it together with their movies at all. They cannot.
I haven't seen Aquaman, but I think
There's
what's his
nothing.
face?
There's nothing right about the DC movies. I haven't seen all of them, but
Mimosa
from the one
is
Momoa,
Mimosa's good as Aquaman.
I'm indifferent to
I'll
him
give
in
him that.
general, so I don't really care.
I'm not his biggest fan, but I will say he does, I guess, play that part as good as an Aquaman can.
I
get.
guess it's not just the casting; it's like all of it. All of their movies are just. It's like they're one short in every category, and then it adds up, and you're like, oh, like they can't.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter who plays Batman because unless
They can't find
Christopher
their
Nolan
formula.
makes it and all the fucking neckbeards are jerking off at another Christopher Nolan Batman, no one's gonna like it, regardless of who they cast. It's not gonna happen.
No, I'm looking forward to this new Batman though.
They can't get the formula down.
They can't.
It's odd. I didn't realize that The Force Awakens made almost $1 trillion at the domestic box office.
I don't think that's true. That's why.
$936 million.
Well, it'd have to be $1 billion.
Billion. Sorry, I added 2 million. Anyway, still a lot. $1 billion at domestic because Avengers just got to 700 million, and that's just domestic. Obviously, it's more with the world, but still, fuck, that's a lot.
It's a big franchise, man.
Yeah, but it didn't do that well overseas. It's interesting to see how
There
a
are black people
yeah,
in it.
well, because Star Wars, I don't think even got really introduced overseas until recently. Like they didn't get it in China until like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think it has the cult following.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's
not
more
as big.
mainstream now, but I
Yeah,
mean,
it wasn't
it's-
as big overseas.
I still
until
don't
recently.
understand the whole Avatar situation. Is it just from 3D sales? It can't just be 3D sales, right?
Because that was the first big 3D movie. So
Guess
everyone saw it in 3D, and it was just the spectacle of it.
That was like one of the first movies I pirated.
I
I've never
hated
seen
that
it.
movie. I
Yeah,
hated
thought,
it.
I thought it was hot garbage.
It was literally Fern Gully meets Dances with Wolves.
I mean,
or like Poca.
it
It was
only
literally
has a
Pocahontas.
7.8.
It was Fern Gully, but also Pocahontas, but
Yeah.
also with no singing.
Yeah.
I've only seen like the first half, and from that, I was like, this is just every other movie I've ever seen.
Yeah,
100%.
The only
But
thing
in a
original
new
about
world.
it was nothing.
Well,
Blue-
the way the aliens looked.
Barely.
Listen, I'm just.
They were blue. Oh, cool. You know who else did that? Literally every other person who draws aliens. Yeah, if you have a blue person, you're running out of ideas. That's all I'm saying. Beast, Mystique, Nightcrawler.
These are all
Well,
X-Men.
that's just X-Men. Like
exactly.
every X-Man is blue.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with that, bro?
I like the X-Men. Can you leave them alone?
Oh, I have nothing
I like
against the
them.
X-Men.
I don't like the movies.
You know what?
But
I don't
I
know
like the
if I
movies.
want to
The
see
comics.
is Dark Phoenix. Should
I
I,
wanna
be
see
excited
it.
about it?
I love the movie. I
don't
love the
wanna see
X-Men
that.
movies.
I think so. After was the last one Apocalypse?
Yeah.
After Apocalypse, I was like, I'm not seeing any more X-Men movies. And I said that to myself. So now I'm like, do I have my integrity and not go, or do I just
I'll
say,
see it by
"Fuck and
myself."
go?
I love Sophie Turner, and I love X-Men movies.
I really don't like her as Jean Grey, though.
I love her.
As Jean Grey, or just in general?
To be honest, I don't know enough like historically about the character. Like I don't know what's canon or whatever, but I
Neither
like
do
her.
I.
I liked her in that role she was in the other movie, right? So like I was fine with it.
I just thought she was like really whiny.
Yeah,
Which I don't know if maybe that's the character, but I don't know.
she's always been kind of whiny.
Yeah. And I don't think she has a great American accent.
I don't care about that. The X-Men
Not that-
movies,
not that that really
for
affects
me,
anything.
I focus more on like the story. And it's really not right of me to pick and choose because there's so many movies that I rip apart for the same things that I'll ignore for X-Men. But I think X-Men, the movies, all of them recently, I'm not talking about the ones with like back in the day, like from the early 2000s, like the recent ones. I just think they're really good at like getting the story there, and they're really good at anti-heroes, and that's the thing I'm a really big sucker for, is someone who is right but doing it the wrong way, or someone who just you know what I mean? Like I really like anti-heroes and that whole thing, and X-Men is really good at doing that. So
Yondu's blue.
Kind of the opposite. I like the old ones, but I don't know. I just don't like. I liked First Class a lot. But after that, I don't really like what they did with any of the characters. Like, they just made Charles Xavier and Magneto be like, we're enemies. But now we're best friends. But now we're enemies again. But now we're best friends.
But see, I like that because to me that's almost more realistic. Do you know how many friends
well,
I
no,
have that like I hate them, and then as soon as they need something, I'm like, oh, okay, what
no,
do you
I know,
need?
but I just don't
We have
like
to fight the forces
execution
of
it.
evil,
Like
of evil.
The original ones, you could tell
Nebula's
that they were
blue.
still friends. Like, you could tell they still had respect for each other, but they were still, like, far enough apart that they
Yeah, I get that.
didn't want to work together necessarily.
But that's
they
why I
always
like
had
it
each
so
other's
much,
back.
because there's something so powerful that they need each other. Like it's relying on other people to do what you
Yeah.
can't do alone.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
to me, there's like, I don't know.
I just wish they would stop going
There's a
back and forth.
There's a force so great that they have no choice.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
then-
I love, like,
well-
they're not the best movies I've ever seen. Are they, like, in the top of my list? No. But do I enjoy watching them? And do I like them? And do they make me cry? Yes, every time.
I don't know. They keep saying, like, they keep talking to each other like they're never going to see each other again. And then, like, halfway through the movie, they're like, I guess I need Professor X and Magneto again. So let's go find
No, I
them.
feel you.
I don't know.
I feel you.
It's just gotten old to me.
I understand that.
But
It's okay.
I'm playing frickin' Minecraft.
Anyway.
I don't believe that you are.
What else?
I
Did
saw
we see anything else?
Suspiria.
I don't know what that is.
That movie with the dancing and the
That
witches.
That Rihanna song?
No.
Suspiria.
I don't know, but it was really good.
It's funny that you say that because they were just talking about that in the office. That's why I started playing Scrabble.
What are you talking?
are you
My thing or
talking
his thing?
Erin and Gabe start playing Scrabble, and whoever wins gets to pick the movie, and Gabe keeps picking like all these scary, weird movies that Erin doesn't want to
yeah.
watch. So she tries to win Scrabble so that she can watch Shrek 2 or Wall-E. And he's like, well, I found one that will both suit our needs. And it's like a killer robot. And he's like, it has a robot for you. But anyway, he talks about Suspiria. Anyway.
Good.
I watched that show. It's Bruno, like I said, about little dogs. This guy who is like in love with his dog. He has a routine. He has paintings on the wall, and he walks around New York. And you know, there's all kinds of different New York characters that yell at him and shit. And he gets into all kinds of hijinks. Some chick tries to like steal his dog. He has to fight off some salsa dancing kid who wants to also steal his dog. He tries.
Well, don't give me the whole show. If I'm going to watch it, I don't want to know everything.
Yeah, you're right. You should watch. It's pretty funny. It's like I said, it's like a little YouTube-ish comedy series that's on Netflix. It's perfect. I loved it. I watched it today. Just knocked it out. Bam. That was fun to watch.
We watched that movie Wine Country. So
Holy
bad.
fucking shit. So much talent. The only person that was actually funny in that movie was the older woman with white hair. I know her from AP Bio. She's in that show that you hate with the guy from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
But she's also super funny in that. But she was, as far as I remember from the parts I kind of watched, I only laughed when she did dumb shit.
Yeah. I can't believe they got Amy Poehler, Rachel
All of
Dratch,
'em.
Maya
All the best.
Rudolph, Tina Fey. There weren't even any jokes.
No.
I mean, it was
funny situations. It was like fucking.
But they weren't even funny. Like, it was so, they tried way too hard to be sentimental. And I don't know who wrote that. I don't know why they agreed to do it if it wasn't one of them. If one of them did it, they need to go.
It's like older women comedians kind of just start not writing comedy about being old. They just start doing old stuff and thinking it's funny.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed because I wanted to see like a funny
The previews look funny.
I wanted to see a funny Amy Poehler movie.
I'm starting to think that Amy Poehler and Tina Fey aren't actually that funny. Because they had Mean Girls. That was great.
Yeah.
But Bridesmaids, I don't know if Tina Fey was involved with that.
Bridesmaids was good.
Or Amy
Bridesmaids
Poehler.
was great.
I
But
guess I don't even know if either of them was involved in
There
that.
was
I don't
Kristen
think they
Wiig.
were. Yeah.
I think who wrote it.
That's yeah. Or not.
I
yeah,
could be
whatever.
wrong.
No, but it wasn't them. That's for sure. But
Honestly,
like, other
I
than
don't
that,
like Tina Fey.
they
I don't
had-
think Tina Fey is funny.
They had that one movie where
Baby Mama?
Yeah, Baby Mama. I like that one. It wasn't good.
I
but,
only liked Amy Poehler.
Yeah. But other than that, they haven't had any good movies together.
I don't think
Or really apart.
I have never liked Tina Fey. She doesn't do it for me. I don't think she's funny. She might be a fine person and maybe she'd make me laugh in a conversation.
Well, didn't she do 30 Rock?
Yeah.
I didn't like that show.
I
I,
really
didn't
like
think it
30
was
Rock.
funny, and I don't think she's
I never really
funny.
watched it.
She rubs me the wrong way.
Kimmy Schmidt was fun.
See, I liked the first season. After that, I watched the second season, and I was like, and then I never put on the third season.
I got like halfway through the third season. I finally finished the second season like 2 months ago.
I finished it. I
still
thought it
not
was
done.
nice.
Third one.
I mean, you're allowed. That
That was a
have
series
never
that
been,
ended how it should have ended.
I've never been like up to bat for Tina Fey.
Yeah.
That's just me.
It's because she thinks she's from Philly, but she's not. So.
Oh, she's from Delco.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like every other Delco person thinks they're from Philly.
And they think they're comedians, but they're not. They just are weird, so people think they're funny. See what I'm saying?
Some people from Delco are funny. Like the Kroll Show, a ton of his writers were from here, and that's why there were so many. That's why I'm like blanking.
The pawn shop.
Yeah, Pennsylvania. That's what it was called. That was super accurate, and it's because that's not the only reason it was funny. But I'm saying a lot of his writers were from here, and they were funny. But anyway, the Kroll Show. Good job.
I never saw it.
Well, if you like, I think you should leave.
I
The
thought
Kroll Show does a better job at everything
Yeah.
that guy does.
Yeah, that was the Kroll Show is
They even have fake commercials like
kind
that
of
guy
like
has.
that what you were watching, but I didn't like the Kroll Show at first. It took me a second round to really be like, yeah, this is pretty funny.
I could watch that show until I die.
It's not anywhere that I know.
Well, it used to be on Hulu, and then they took a bunch of Comedy Central shows off Hulu, which made me upset.
Viacom.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how now everybody's having a streaming service and also how Disney now has a majority stake in Hulu?
Yeah.
I'm over it. Keep too many. We need less monopolies. America.
That's kind of the opposite of a monopoly. If everyone
Yeah,
has
if
a
you want
streaming
everything
service,
on the same thing, then that's
that's a monopoly.
more in line with a monopoly.
We need less monopolies.
So more streaming services that are independent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
see?
saying opposing things here.
Well,
I know what you mean.
no, because
But-
it felt like in the beginning Hulu had every single thing. And
Yeah.
now technically it's all still owned by Disney, but they're still all separate because Disney's going to have its shit, but then it's going to have Hulu, and then fucking, I don't know, there's all kinds of, then you have obviously Netflix, and then all the other players doing live TV bullshit. AMC, pretty much you have to pay for their stuff now. CBS, all access.
Literally every channel has a streaming service.
I mean,
It's
you don't-
insane.
You don't have to get it all, though. You know that.
But I
right?
want to see it all. Everything on it has something I want. I'm
Mhm.
going back to pirating. I'm not paying for anything anymore. It's all torrents. You heard it here first.
It's all going to be in German with English
Hell no.
subtitles.
It's 2019.
Do you know how many horror movies I watched? Because my dad would torrent them, and we would just get them in German with English subtitles, or even vice versa. Sometimes it would be English, but with like German subtitles that you couldn't
Yeah.
get rid of.
I got I torrented a copy of Anchorman, and there's
Nice.
just subtitles the whole times, except when the dog talks.
Oh, dope.
So I was like, wait, hold up.
Does not translate.
There's supposed to be subtitles here, right? And then it's just like the dog barking, and I'm like, I forget what he says. So then I had to like buy Anchorman.
Yeah, the one I remember the most, well, there were two. Hostel. All of the Hostels I saw with German subtitles that just I couldn't get rid of. And I was so annoyed. The Human Centipede, because they're like in Germany. So the subtitles were in German, not in English. And I was like, what is he saying? And I had to like and I was like, Dad, no. This was like, when I was 16, and my dad was just trying to find me movies. He was doing his best. He's normally pretty good at it. He would always get really good quality, but they'd be the wrong language.
Yeah.
I did rewatch Human Centipede, though, in English, so I knew
You-
what was happening.
I guess that makes sense. I was about to like, don't rewatch Human Centipede.
Well, I had to, because
Yeah.
I stopped watching it. I didn't, like,
Okay.
complete it when I didn't know what was happening. And then I was like, oh, I didn't need to know what was happening. It's all right here.
That's good.
The second one was worse. The second one made my stomach hurt.
Yeah. Dude, the second
My
one's
stomach
a bit
hurts
weird.
thinking about the second one.
Yeah. I still haven't seen the third one.
I'm sweating. I think I have to, like, take a shit now, because I'm thinking of...
The long line of
Whew,
Human
those
Centipede.
cannolis that I had yesterday, it was either cannolis or the virgin pina colada. I had the shits this morning. It was tough.
Oh, that sucks.
That's what I get for
What did
eating
you eat on Sunday? I don't think it was from Saturday.
street meat.
You had street meat on Sunday? That was it.
Wait, what?
If you had the shits today, wouldn't
Yeah.
it be from what you ate on Sunday?
That's what I said yesterday.
What did you eat yesterday?
I had cannolis.
Oh, I thought you were talking about on Saturday when you had the cannolis.
When did I have cannolis on Saturday? Oh my god.
When
Lexi
Lexi
brought
had
one.
cannolis. And then
Oh
you went
shit, I
and got
did
more
have cannolis. Honestly, it may have been from both days, but I think it was yesterday because it was Philly street meat. But those cannolis were so good. But I did have, like, we thought it came in a pineapple and it was pina colada, but they had pineapple slices, fresh pineapple slices with like chipotle powder or some spice on it. That had to have been what went right through me, man. Woo! And I ate it. And I was like, dun, 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 dun.
You ate what came out of you? Can you rephrase that?
Yeah.
Because your timing is a little off to me. Your timeline is not making sense.
Most of how I speak now is like my text messages on my Android phone. They all come at they all show up in different order for no reason, even when they get sent. That's how I talk now.
It was 1 year
Okay.
ago today that I met Henry Winkler, and he kissed me on the head. So
Met
today's
is
a good
hard
day.
word.
I shook his hand.
That was today.
He asked my name. He kissed me on the head. He told me I was great. He gave me a hug. I met him.
That was at Comic-Con, right?
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
So that-
Ezra
so
Miller,
then
too.
It was a year ago that Sebastian Stan said the famous line, "I love you too."
Yup.
Sebastian Stan, what a guy.
What a man.
What a man, what a man, what a mighty, mighty good man.
I want to start a TikTok account where I do all old anime dances because nobody's doing that, and that used to be a huge thing.
No one's doing it for a reason. No one wants it.
Yeah, it used to be for a reason.
You and
Just you
you and
fucking
Rafi.
Just you fucking watch, man. I'll fucking do the Lucky Star dance and the Haruhi Suzumiya dance and be like, oh, fuck. And then a bunch of these little fucking teenagers are going to do it with a mix of Fortnite dances, and it's going to take the fuck off.
You're gonna be a king amongst 12-year-olds.
It'll be amazing. And then my army will rise up, and then little will they know that I'll be harvesting their organs to make myself invincible and live forever.
That doesn't even make sense. But I will say the few times that you have danced to classic anime songs in the kitchen, and anytime I'd post them on Instagram, like at least 10 or so people, a handful of people would DM me and be like, oh my God, I love that song, or haha, it's so funny.
Yeah, dude. Hare, something or other for Haruhi Suzumiya. There's like that's the shit before like TikTok's time that fucking Comic-Con dorks would just stand around and just all in a row do the dance and shit, and it was actual choreography. It was like watching BTS or whatever the hell those guys are.
You know what? I liked them more than I thought I would. I was really scared
BTS?
that I was going to have to tell Bridget that they were garbage and that she wouldn't be my friend anymore.
Well, it's one of those things where it's
but I was
like,
pleasantly surprised.
what's not to necessarily not like?
Well, if they were bad.
Well,
If they
yeah,
couldn't
I guess
sing
so.
and couldn't dance.
I feel like I've never seen a Korean like pop group not good.
The girl ones aren't good. The girl ones lip sync and they don't dance. Remember we watched that one about like 7 divas or whatever it was called, and it was like a documentary about a Korean pop group, and it was they didn't even sing their own songs. It was like a whole thing.
I remember that.
See? Andrew remembers.
I remember.
The North remembers.
Well, anyway, we're about at an hour. Is there anything else we want to touch on before we say goodnight and go?
No.
Sounds like a no. Andrew?
I got nothing.
Anything I have to say would be another like 20 minutes, so I'm just going to say I'm done.
Dun 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 dun. You guys are supposed to join in.
No thanks.
No thanks.
You guys are such fucking bumps on the log.
What are you talking about? Because we're not doing the Game of Thrones song with you?
Yeah, you guys will spend 40 minutes talking about literally nothing about the show, but I'll just try and sing the song. You won't join in. The one good
Literally nothing?
the
we had
one-
nothing to say?
As far as I'm concerned, it felt like nothing.
Yeah, because you didn't watch the show.
Yeah.
So you couldn't relate.
But it didn't like even
Like how
catch
I am for most of the podcast because you're talking the whole time about bullshit.
it didn't catch my attention. Sometimes you guys
I
talk
want to talk about Long Shot because Jordan interrupted me last time and I never got to finish.
Do it.
Okay.
So it's good and I liked it, and Andy Serkis is really good, and I didn't know he was in it, but then he was the best part of it, and that's really all I wanted to say, I guess. But
I'm glad you got it out this time.
just wanted to get it out there. Go see it. Go for Charlize Theron. Stay for Andy Serkis.
What
I
about
want-
Seth Rogen?
He's Seth Rogen.
I had such a crush on him when I was younger.
Why?
Because he was funny and relatable, and he seemed like the parts he played, he always had like a good heart.
Well,
Like,
he's
he-
still that way in this movie.
I don't know, I just like him.
I want Andy Serkis to play a mocap version of my penis when I get famous.
I want Andy
You're
Serkis to
never
play a
getting famous.
mocap version of Andy Serkis in the Andy Serkis biopic.
Ooh.
I want Andy Serkis to mocap a mocap actor playing Andy Serkis as Gollum, but also playing a mocap Gollum in Andy Serkis.
Too many layers.
Yeah, that's too much.
I'm lost.
Oop, Inception. I'd like to thank the assassin who's been in the corner room this whole time for waiting to kill us.
Yo, but how about in John Wick when there were actual ninja shit going on? When
Yeah.
the ninjas just came
Yeah.
down, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
They did real ninjas.
If
Yeah.
Medea isn't in the next John Wick,
We didn't
I'm not
see
watching.
Medea's funeral.
She died. The end.
You son of a bitch.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I just went without you guys. Oh, are we done now?
Yeah.
Cool.